This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson. Jeff Andrulonis is off this week. The big story tonight on the 6 o'clock report. It seems the Cattaraugus County SPCA can't stay out of the headlines. WVTT's Ashley Masala investigates some news that is making good press with an unfortunate twist.
This past Saturday was the Cattaraugus County SPCA's annual Adopt-a-thon, and the members at the SPCA said the recent negative publicity that the shelter has been getting may have actually boosted the adoptions that they had this year.
The Adopt-a-thon drew in a big crowd this year, and not just with people looking for a new pet. People showed up on Saturday to volunteer, mow the lawn, and even paint kennels for the SPCA. The first Adopt-a-thon was held in 1997, and board member Kelly Chafee said this year's event had one of the best turnouts so far.
It went spectacular. We had 15 adoptions, and we have 10 still pending. I know our front desk receptionist, Michelle, is in there busting her butt to try to get even more homes. So we're pretty excited about it. We still have a lot of calls coming in, people saying, hey, can you still waive the prices? So we actually are doing that. We're trying, the big goal for the event was to try to get as many animals homes as possible. All the publicity, whether it was good or bad this time around, was really what helped. I mean, this parking lot was full, and it was wall-to-wall people.
Unfortunately, controversy is still following the shelter as the forgery case against the SPCA animal cruelty investigator is now being handed over to a special prosecutor. 38-year-old Philip Barrett is accused of forging a rabies vaccination certificate back in 2008. Animal rights activists showed up at the Hinsdale courthouse yesterday to protest against him at his felony hearing. Chafee gave us her opinion on the case.
He does have an attorney who has advised us that we can't talk about that. I can tell you it's ludicrous, it's ridiculous, and at the end of everything, people are going to really, look at this whole thing and say, wow, what was really going on there? Why were these people saying these things? And they're going to see all the hidden agendas. They're going to find out when all is said and done that the main players really had hidden agendas.
WVTT will have more on this story as it develops. In Olean, Ashley Masala, News Channel 25, WVTT.
Meanwhile, controversy is stirring again over the possibility of closing other Olean School District campuses and consolidating into one campus. WVTT's Derek Smith spoke with Superintendent Dr. Colleen Taggarty to get some answers.
I'm here at Boardmanville Elementary, or what used to be Boardmanville, where kids would have been exploding out of the building with joy of school being over. Instead, it's completely deserted, kind of like a ghost town. It's all because of the recent decline of enrollment in students is beginning to take a toll on some Olean schools, causing them to shut down. Olean school board officials are fearing the decline will get even worse and more schools will shut down as well. Eastview and Washington West Elementary to be exact.
We have financial difficulties as well, and you put those things together, going to a centralized campus allows for more efficient use of staff and space.
The question of becoming a one-school district was the topic of discussion at Tuesday night's meeting, leaving some parents with a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of little kids going with older kids because of the stuff that's been going on, like the stuff that happened in Oak Hill Park with the girl pulling a knife on the girl, getting cut.
You got younger kids that are going to be getting into, stuff they shouldn't be getting into at an earlier age, than what they already are. Drugs, alcohol, etc. And it's not a good idea.
I don't know. There's a lot of kids, and a lot of little kids mingling with the younger kids. These kids here, most of them that are before they're going into the high school, are used to smaller groups.
Well, the board has already voted to move to one campus, but that vote would not be able to be acted upon unless the community votes on a capital project.
Ultimately, this would result in a one-campus school district. Grade kindergarten through 12th grade would all be going to the same school. Derek Smith, Olean, WVTT.
In Ellicottville, talks have begun to put a capital project into place in the school district. After talking with residents during a walkthrough of the high school, District Superintendent Mark Ward was better able to begin to gauge public reaction to what would be the riskiest capital project the district has seen since 2005. The reconstruction would focus on those areas that haven't been a part of any improvement since the building opened in 1988. Some of the things pointed out were the outdated classrooms with poor lighting, lack of electrical receptacles, and small lockers and band and chorus rooms that are unable to accommodate all students. Another information session is set for 7 p.m. on October 2nd. Gregory T. DeCinque, who is entering his 19th year as president of Jamestown Community College, has announced his intention to retire following the closure of the 2012-2013 academic school year. The announcement was made to faculty and staff at Dr. DeCinque's recent annual Welcome Back address. Dr. DeCinque came to JCC in 1994 and is the longest-serving president in the history of this 62-year-old community college. According to Lance S. Spicer, chairman of the college's board of trustees, formal search for Dr. DeCinque's successor will begin soon. During a conference call yesterday, U.S. Senator Charles Schumer announced his successful push to secure $14.6 million for an association of 30 SUNY community colleges to fund worker training and education programs that will help unemployed workers learn the skills they need in order to secure local jobs in emerging industries. Schumer announced that 26 community colleges, 3 colleges of technology, and 1 four-year college specializing in online education will benefit from this massive grant at his request from the Department of Labor's Trade Adjustment Assistance Community College and Career Training Grant Program. Schumer worked directly with SUNY to develop a strong application and personally lobbied the Department of Labor and the administration to grant the award to New York, which received one of the largest pots of funding nationwide. On the list is JCC getting $36,000 and OCC, Onondaga Community College, getting $1.2 million. To see a full list of the schools eligible and what the amounts they were receiving, go to our website, twintiersnewsblog.com. A public hearing will be held on a proposal for a $3.8 million in renovations by the Woods at Bear Creek to renovate the former Camp Lakeland in the town of Machias. It would introduce glamping, or what we know as glamorous camping, to the camp, which was previously operated by the Jewish Community Center of Buffalo. It would feature all-season cabins with hot and cold running water, among other amenities, to take the edge off of roughing it. Another project advanced by the Cattaraugus County Industrial Development Agency approved the Good Times of Olean to move forward. The $5.7 million sport and dining complex will include an outdoor sports field and a 24-lane bowling alley. Both anticipate to open by next spring. A manslaughter case in Jamestown is revealing more than just a weekend shooting death. Family members of the accused are saying that there is much more to the story than the shooting that killed 72-year-old Frank Slate Jr. 45-year-old Theodore Wickman and 27-year-old Christopher Grant are charged in the shooting death of Slate. And preliminary hearing was yesterday for Wickham. It uncovered some of the evidence prosecutors have gathered in the case out of Fredonia. Authorities have charged Grant and Wickham with second-degree manslaughter, but there is an allegation that Slate inappropriately touched Grant's son, prompting a confrontation before the shooting. Both suspects are being held on $50,000 cash bail. Foley says the next likely step is to present the case to a grand jury. Court Administrator of Pennsylvania, Zygmunt Pines, is urging residents across the Commonwealth to be wary of a prank phone call and text messages about jury duty. District Court administrators say there have been several instances statewide of citizens who received a phone call or a text message from family members or friends saying that their names have appeared in a local newspaper for failing to appear at jury duty. The call then directs them to dial a phone number where a recorded message advises them that they failed to appear for jury duty and face either a $500 fine or a 30-day jail sentence. The message ends by saying the call is a joke and that the number ought to be forwarded to others to prolong the hoax. And the new voter identification law is still causing a ruckus in the Pennsylvania State Assembly tonight. Senator Wayne Fontana says he's disappointed that the Corbett administration fails to recognize the importance of making the process to obtain a voter ID easy and more convenient for those who lack the necessary photo identification. Senator Fontana says that unless the Supreme Court strikes down the law, tens of thousands of voters in Allegheny County will be disenfranchised simply by not being able to get to one of the only 4 driver's license center locations in the county. On August 17th, Senator Fontana wrote a letter to the governor asking him to bring these services into neighborhoods all across the Commonwealth, and in an effort to ensure all voters have the ability to receive a photo ID card needed to vote in the November elections. Senator Fontana requested that the governor authorize all state legislative offices to produce the photo identification, or at the very least, establish centers in the neighborhoods where individuals could go to obtain the necessary ID.
When they sent the case back to the lower court, that's what they wanted to be determined. Is it fair? Are they doing enough? Well, my answer is they're not doing enough unless they make it more convenient to the voter to be able to get their photo ID.
More news is coming up next. Don't go away. Keep it locked on News Channel 25 WVTT.